Human history is literally littered with warnings from the dark void. Bizarre prophecies and visions of what is yet to be. Most are simply the ramblings of madmen. But a rare, chillingly accurate few have the power to make even the staunchest skeptics pause. They are the terrifying moments when time itself seems to fold, revealing a clear glimpse of the inevitable future before it happens. But did these legendary prophets actually see the future? Or did human psychology and sheer probability just help them write it? We are about to dive into 7 historical prophecies that miraculously appeared to come true and uncover the cold logic that explains them. Prepare yourself, because the truth behind these mysteries might just be stranger than the myths. Things are about to get very tense. Let us begin our journey with prophecy number 1, the fall of an empire. A classic tale of ego and disastrous misinterpretation. Go back 2,500 years to the ancient world's ultimate hotline to the gods, the legendary Oracle of Delphi in Greece. King Cayce of Lydia, famously known as the richest man in the world, was deeply paranoid. He wanted to aggressively invade the Persian Empire, but despite his vast wealth, he was utterly terrified of failing. He needed reassurance. So he did what any sensible ancient king would do. He traveled to Greece and consulted the oracle. Deep inside a dark cavern, he approached the high priestess known as the Pythia. As she inhaled intoxicating volcanic gases rising from the floor, Croesus asked his burning question: "Should I launch my attack against Persia?" Her answer was epic and deliberately vague. Through the thick smoke, she proclaimed, "If Croesus attacks Persia, he will destroy a great empire." Croesus was absolutely ecstatic. He believed this was the ultimate divine thumbs up he was looking for. He confidently launched his massive armies. He lost completely. His army was crushed, and his kingdom conquered. The oracle was technically right. A great empire was destroyed, just his own. The Oracle of Delphi did not actually predict the future. She merely offered a brilliant, masterclass piece of ambiguous wordplay, a blank canvas. To see how this trick evolved, jump forward to 16th century France. Meet Michel de Nostradamus, the undisputed king of vague historical predictions. He published his prophecies in 4-line poems called quatrains. They were a confusing, chaotic blend of multiple languages, astrology, and completely unsolved riddles. His most famous apparent hit is widely believed to be predicting the Great Fire of London, a devastating historical inferno that struck in 1666. In his book, Nostradamus wrote, "The blood of the just will be demanded of London, burnt by fire in the year 66. Sounds incredibly specific, right? He named the year 66. He named fire. He literally named London. Obviously, he was a wizard. Case closed. But hold on. Let us look closer at the actual historical translation and the powerful psychological trap known as confirmation bias. First, the original French text doesn't actually say 1666. It literally translates to, "in the year 20 times 3 plus 6. People just interpreted it. Second, 17th century London was a massively crowded city built entirely out of dry timber. Huge fires were not shocking anomalies. They were common realities. Third, what about the blood of the just? Surprisingly, the Great Fire actually claimed remarkably few lives. Historians record fewer than 10 official deaths. This phenomenon is called retroactive clairvoyance. You take a major tragedy that has already occurred and desperately scan old texts for vaguely matching keywords. Remember, Nostradamus wrote nearly 1,000 different quatrains containing tens of thousands of random, doom-filled words about fire, blood, and cities falling. In psychology, this is the Texas Sharpshooter Fallacy. It is like firing hundreds of arrows randomly at a blank wall, and then painting a bullseye around the biggest cluster. When you throw 1,000 different terrifying predictions at the wall, eventually, pure statistical probability dictates that you will get a few details right. So, ambiguity is easily explained. But what happens when a prophecy predicts exact names, exact ship sizes, and exact tragedies. Welcome to the logic of chance. 14 years before the RMS Titanic sank, an obscure author named Morgan Robertson published a short novella titled Futility. It was written in 1898. The plot was terrifyingly specific. It featured the largest luxury ocean liner ever built, boldly described as completely unsinkable by its arrogant creators. The fictional ship carried too few lifeboats for its wealthy passengers. On a freezing April night in the North Atlantic, it struck an iceberg. The name of this fictional, doomed ship? The Titan. Fast forward to 1912, and reality perfectly mirrored this horrifying work of fiction. The specific similarities between the fictional Titan and the real Titanic are enough to send shivers down the spine of any rational historian. Both ships were roughly 800 feet long. Both had triple screw propellers. Both tragically struck an iceberg on the exact same starboard side. And most tragically, both carried less than half the lifeboats needed, resulting in a massive, devastating loss of life in the freezing dark waters. How could a struggling fiction writer predict the most famous maritime disaster in human history, down to the exact month and ship name? Was Robertson a magical prophet? Did he gaze into the fabric of time? No. The answer lies not in magic, but in naval engineering. Robertson was an extremely experienced seaman and maritime expert. He deeply understood the dangerous, reckless trends happening in the global shipbuilding industry. He noticed passenger liners were being built larger and faster every single year, driven by intense corporate competition and extreme demands for luxury. He also knew that outdated maritime laws did not require these massive new ships to carry enough lifeboats for everyone on board. It was a disaster waiting. Furthermore, every veteran sailor knew the North Atlantic shipping lanes were heavily congested with dangerous, giant icebergs, particularly during the freezing month of April. The name Titan simply symbolized ultimate size and hubris, a common naming convention. Robertson didn't use magic. He calculated a highly probable worst-case scenario. It was an incredibly lucky, or rather unlucky, educated guess. Sometimes humans appear to predict the distant future just by deeply understanding the present. Let us move to prophecy number 4, a bizarre prediction involving celestial astronomy and one of the most famous literary figures in American history. In 1835, the great author Mark Twain was born on the exact day the spectacular Halley's Comet became brightly visible in the night sky. 74 years later, as the comet approached Earth again, Twain boldly stated, "I came in with Halley's Comet. I expect to go out with it." He literally predicted his own death. And shockingly, on April 21st, 1910, just one day after the comet reached its brightest point, Twain died. A mystical cosmic connection, or just a mathematical coincidence? The comet appears every 75 years, which ironically matches the average human life expectancy perfectly. If you are born under the comet, reaching old age means you will naturally see it again, right around the time you naturally pass away. Furthermore, Twain was suffering from a severe heart condition. He did not need a magical crystal ball. He simply understood his own failing biology. This brings us to Chapter 3, Destiny's Mirror. Sometimes the mind knows exactly what the future holds, not through magic, but through the deep subconscious. Enter prophecy number 5, the haunting premonition of the 16th American president, Abraham Lincoln, just days before his tragic assassination in 1865. Lincoln told his close friends about a terrifying nightmare. In the dream, he was wandering aimlessly through the empty, shadowy halls of the White House. He heard the chilling sound of people weeping bitterly. Following the sorrowful cries, he walked into the East Room and saw a horrific, somber sight. A lifeless body was lying on a catafalque, its face heavily covered by cloth, surrounded by grieving soldiers and softly crying mourners dressed in black. In the nightmare, Lincoln asked a guard, "Who is dead in the White House?" The soldier replied coldly, "The president. He was killed by an assassin." Just a few days later, John Wilkes Booth fired the fatal shot at Ford's Theater. After his passing, Lincoln's body was displayed exactly in the East Room. Did Lincoln actually possess supernatural foresight? Or is there a darker, highly rational explanation hiding deep inside the severely anxiety-ridden brain of a wartime leader? The reality is, Abraham Lincoln was the most hated and threatened man in a deeply divided nation fighting a brutal, bloody civil war. He literally received massive piles of violent assassination threats on his desk every single day. His conscious mind was forced to constantly ignore them, but when he slept, his subconscious took over. The dream was not a magical premonition. It was his brain's logical, anticipatory anxiety playing out. Our brains are incredibly powerful prediction engines, which leads us perfectly into prophecy number 6, the sleeping prophet and the Great Depression. Meet Edgar Cayce. In the 1920s, he gained massive national fame for allegedly channeling medical and historical knowledge while in a deep sleep. While fully unconscious on his couch, he would dictate vast prophecies to a stenographer. And in 1925, he made a terrifying financial claim. During the Roaring '20s, America was experiencing an unprecedented, euphoric economic boom. The stock market was climbing higher every single day without fail. People believed the immense wealth would literally never end. But Cayce ominously predicted that an extreme, catastrophic market crash would hit in 1929. He warned that a devastating economic depression would wipe out fortunes and completely paralyze the entire nation. Financial experts at the time totally laughed at him. But on Black Tuesday, October 1929, the stock market violently collapsed. The exact year Cayce predicted, the American economy completely shattered. Millions were plunged into desperate poverty overnight. Banks closed, and massive fortunes vanished into thin air. How did a sleeping psychic predict global economics? Was his astral body reading the Wall Street Journal in the spirit realm? The scientific truth is actually much more grounded in his waking life. While awake, Cayce constantly interacted with his massive network of clients, who were mostly wealthy businessmen, stockbrokers, and elite investors seeking his personal advice. His subconscious mind was simply absorbing massive amounts of insider financial anxieties. He intuitively synthesized a massive economic bubble that was mathematically unsustainable. The brain constantly connects dots we don't even notice. But what about prophecies that seem to accurately describe modern technology centuries before it existed? Welcome to our final chapter, the fabric of time. Let us explore prophecy number 7, an ancient vision that perfectly describes our modern digital world. Centuries ago, the respected elders of the Native American Hopi tribe shared a chilling warning. They spoke of 9 signs preceding the end of times. The most famous of these is the terrifying 8th sign. The prophecy stated, "The earth will be crisscrossed by a giant spider's web of iron." Fast forward to today, and what do we see? Millions of miles of fiber optic communication cables and power lines completely wrapping the entire globe. Many true believers claim the ancient Hopi elders literally predicted the creation of the internet. After all, we literally call it the World Wide Web. Did ancient people somehow foresee humans making funny videos and arguing with strangers online? Not exactly. We need to understand the powerful Barnum Effect. The Barnum Effect is a psychological phenomenon. It happens when individuals believe that completely generic, vague descriptions apply specifically and exclusively to their own lives. When an ancient prophecy uses poetic, universal metaphors like a spider's web, our highly active modern brains automatically search our environment for a matching pattern. In the 1800s, people thought the Hopi web meant the new railroad tracks. In the 1900s, they confidently thought it meant telephone wires. Today, we are absolutely certain it means the internet. A powerful metaphor is like a mirror. It only reflects whatever the current generation puts in front of it. This is the ultimate secret behind almost all enduring historical prophecies. They are brilliantly constructed to be eternally adaptable. They never expire because they never specify. This is the exact same psychological technique used by modern psychics, astrologers, and tarot card readers, known in psychology as cold reading. You purposefully cast a massive, wide net of vague statements like, "A big change is coming," or "You have suffered a loss." The listener's brain does the rest. Our brains are hardwired for apophenia, the intense human tendency to magically perceive highly meaningful connections between entirely unrelated things. We naturally connect the random dots. We desperately want the chaotic universe to have a grand, comforting design. So when an ancient text whispers about a web, we enthusiastically weave the spider silk ourselves. But there is one final, terrifying twist in the study of prophecies. A psychological loop so incredibly powerful, it actively bends reality to its will. What if the prophet doesn't just passively observe the distant future? What if the act of aggressively predicting the future is exactly what causes it? Welcome to the bizarre and highly destructive phenomenon known to modern sociologists as the self-fulfilling prophecy. It is the ultimate paradox of human history. The ancient Greeks understood this terrifying loop perfectly. Consider the incredibly tragic myth of King Oedipus, who desperately tried to outrun his doomed fate. By taking extreme, highly drastic actions to avoid the terrible prophecy, he accidentally set in motion the exact, specific chain of events that fulfilled it. The prophecy was literally a trap. If the oracle had simply remained perfectly silent, the tragic future would mathematically never have come to pass. This isn't just ancient mythology. It actively drives modern human history. Consider a classic 20th century financial panic, like a devastating, sudden bank run. Imagine a completely healthy, highly stable bank. Suddenly, a prominent financial prophet loudly predicts that this specific bank is going to completely collapse tomorrow. The prediction is factually entirely false. However, the terrified public completely believes the prophecy. Blind panic immediately spreads like a deadly wildfire through the crowd. Thousands of desperate people frantically rush to the local bank, aggressively withdrawing all their stored money at the exact same time out of pure fear. Because no bank physically holds all its cash in the vault, the sudden massive withdrawal crushes the institution. The bank officially collapses and dies. The prophet's initial statement was an absolute lie, but the collective human belief in that lie magically transformed it into an undeniable physical truth. Sociologist Robert K. Merton officially coined this powerful term in 1948. It completely proves that collective human belief is the strongest force on Earth. We are absolutely not passive passengers sitting quietly in the vehicle of time. Our daily fears, expectations, and deep beliefs are actively steering the wheel. The ultimate lesson? When we collectively choose to believe a terrifying prophecy of doom, we often inadvertently build that exact, horrible doom ourselves. So, where does this leave the mystical world of ancient seers and crystal balls? The scientific truth is actually far more fascinating than pure magic. We have clearly seen how clever ambiguity allows vague, poetic riddles to be retroactively bent and reshaped to perfectly fit any modern historical tragedy. We have witnessed how the sheer mathematical probability of tossing thousands of blind guesses will eventually strike a stunning bullseye purely by statistical chance. We've explored how the subconscious mind powerfully processes intense daily anxieties, projecting terrifyingly accurate nightmares that masquerade as divine, supernatural visions of tomorrow. And finally, we discovered the awesome, terrifying power of the self-fulfilling prophecy, where our collective human belief actively forces the future into physical existence. The real magic isn't hidden in the stars, the tea leaves, or the volcanic gases of Delphi. The true magic lies entirely within us. The human brain is the ultimate prediction engine. It constantly analyzes endless patterns, historical trends, and subtle environmental clues just to protect us. Famous prophets weren't supernatural wizards gifted by gods. They were simply highly observant humans who deeply, intensely understood the fatal flaws of their eras. History proves that the future is never set in cold, hard stone. It is a wildly shifting, endless landscape built entirely by our present choices. As long as humanity continues to fear the vast unknown, we will always desperately seek out prophecies to comfort us in the dark. But remember this carefully. Whenever you look deeply into the mystical mirror of destiny, you are ultimately just staring at your own reflection. The future is yours to write. Do not wait for a dusty ancient scroll to tell you how your incredible story ultimately ends. Which of these historical prophecies completely blew your mind? Do you believe in fate, or do we aggressively create our own unique destiny? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this deep dive into history and psychology, absolutely smash that like button. Subscribe for more epic historical mysteries decoded by science. Until next time, keep questioning the past and boldly shape your own epic future.